Hello, welcome back to part 2. If you haven't listened to part 1, it will be very hard for you to connect to part 2. So I'd urge you to go to part 1 and listen to it and then come back to continue with the part 2. For those who are still with me, thank you so much. Okay, like I said, this time I decided to sleep in. By that I mean I decided not to run away from this person or not to run away from my dreams anymore. I just wanted to face the bull by its horn. And that's what I did. When the night fell, I went to sleep as usual. After my dinner with my family, I went to sleep. And I don't know, I cannot tell how long it took from me to fall asleep and to get into the dream. All I know is I was in the dream again and woken up by a bright light. It's too bright. The light is too bright that you cannot ignore it. Too bright that you can see through your eyelids. So I woke up and saw the light again. And in the light, this figure of a person, this human being, this person stands in front of me. This loud voice he uses to speak to me, it's not harsh and it's not soft, but it's really loud, very loud, that you cannot avoid it. And I'll just look at this person, but I cannot see the face. I'll just see the robe, the white place. It's just there. And then he stretches his arm towards me, like telling me to hold his hand so that he can show me something. So this time I decided, okay, I'm not running away, so I'm going to hold his hand and see where he is taking me to. And I held his hand, and all of a sudden it's like we were moving. We had left the room without going through the door. No, we just left the room and we were moving, but not walking. We were not having a step after step. No, we were moving. By that, I can say with confidence we were moving because I could feel the breeze hitting my face. I could feel the breeze coming to the front, going through us, past us. It was like, we were in motion without actually moving. And it was all bright light, left, right, center, up, down. It was just bright light. I didn't know whether we were on air, on ground. I couldn't feel the ground. I couldn't feel anything. And I couldn't see this person, but I could feel a person beside me. And I was still holding his hand. Actually, he was holding my hand. I gave him my hand, and now he held it. And we were going towards somewhere, I don't know. All of a sudden, I woke up, and it was at the same time at around 6 in the morning. And that was it. I was like, oh my God, I was scared for nothing. It was not really actually scary. And I had my day as usual. And that night came and there was no more dreams. And I was like, okay, it's fine. Maybe it was just something that, I don't know how to explain this, but it was just something, a normal dream, I would say. And days went by, and a few days into that, like around almost a week, I had a dream again. And this time I dreamt about a funeral of someone who works in the military and has passed on and was being buried right next to our place, behind our place there. There was a graveside because I was there, and we were with the village people, including family members, which I couldn't see the face properly, and they were holding a picture of this person. And the person was dressed in a military uniform, but I didn't see the person's face clearly either. And we had the government officials attending it and the military staff coming in. And during the burial, they shot the air according to his rank. And they took the Kenyan flag, folded it nicely, took his badges, the ones that they put here, and his cap, and handed over to the family. That was in the dream, and I was like, what kind of dream that was? And that is when I wake up, and I was like, what kind of dream was that? And who would that be? Why would he be buried here? And why was I part of that funeral? And I woke up and I went and told my mom what has been happening and the dreams I've had. And that dream I had that night. And my mom told me it's normal to have dreams. And it means if you're dreaming about funerals, it means you had really good feast yesterday night. So it's normal. It shouldn't be a big issue. And a few days passed by, yeah, within that period of time, one of my uncles left his brother's place. He used to live with in his brother's small village, the Boma. So he left there to make his own Boma behind ours. Boma yake hapo nyuma ya boma yetu. So I have seen that uncle for a few times, not that much. A few times I've seen him, but I never knew what kind of job he did. And he used to be a serious guy who was really respected around the village and had a family, a nice family. And I'm not going to call the people by names. Whoever will listen to this, if you're coming from my area, then you'll understand which family I'm talking about and who this is. So we were there, we went there, and we helped them. Like, ukitoa boma, you are assisted by other people, village members, to work into whatever you're doing. So we were there, and we witnessed what was happening and how it went. And it didn't take long, and he fell sick in his house. And he couldn't go to work, and he stayed there. He fell sick, and then after some time, he passed on. He passed on, and during his funeral, that's when I saw something that I had seen before. His family members, his close family, we are his family members, but not wife and kids. So his immediate family members were holding a photo, and in this photo, it was him wearing military gears, including the person I saw now is coming to light. And during his funeral, the government officials and the military staff, they came for the burial, and they shot the air according to his rank, and they took this Kenyan flag, folded it very nicely, and they took his badges, the way he had earned during his services, and took his cup and handed it over to the family members. The things went on the way I actually dreamt of it. And I was so surprised to be somewhere I have been before. And I just spoke to my mom. I went to my mom and told my mom, you remember the dream I told you about this and this and this? And she said, yes. You see, they are carrying a photo of the military guy in uniform, the one I told you. And they are going to shoot. That is prior to them shooting up. They are going to shoot according to his rank. And they did. They cocked and they were, twa, twa, twa. And everyone was like, you're not expecting that. And everyone was screaming and all that. But it went well. And the funeral was ended. And I told my mom, this is exactly what I told you. And she said, yeah, exactly what you told me. But it's a coincidence. That's why it is happening the way you dreamt. I don't think it really means a lot. You dreamt, it happened. I think that's it. Not to worry. And I'm like, Mom, I'm getting scared. I was very scared because how can I dream and then it happened like that? But there was no proper channel on how to handle this situation. So my mom told me, take it easy. It is normal. It is obvious that you dreamt and it's fine. It cannot happen again. How can it happen? The person already passed on. How can it happen again? However, after the funeral, I dreamt of many more funerals, but these were for children that have passed on in different houses in the village, in our area. There were children that were dying. The cause of death, I didn't know, but in my dream, I hear a village where people are wailing. When we asked what was happening, a child has died. Another village, they were wailing. What has happened? A child has died. It came to our realization that during our uncle's burial, there was this woman, they believed to be Amchawi, came and took the grave sand and mixed it with something and wanted to kill a specific child during the funeral. However, in that boma, many children were laid to sleep in a single room. So she couldn't tell which child exactly it was. So she smeared the dirt on all the kids that were there. And that was the cause of the deaths of these children. Another dream I told my mom. And she, more than me, was getting scared. But then, like a mother, she would just tell me, no, it's normal. It's okay. Don't worry. Wait for another part 3. So many dreams to share. And lots of scary things that I've seen.